Hello everyone, welcome to Lovella's Coloring. How are you guys doing? I do hope that you're doing well and are all settled in the autumn and Halloween season. I want to thank you all so much for stopping by to see all of the colorings that I've completed in both August and in September. This whole year has been flying by so fast, and these past few months have been especially busy and stressful for me, and so coloring, especially last month, has really helped me a lot, and it resulted in a lot more colorings in September than in August. And so I do hope that you enjoy seeing my completed colorings. I'm going to go ahead and clear up this table, and we're going to go and start off with my completed colorings from August. Okay, so first off, before I start, I just want to let you know that a majority of my colorings were for several color alongs here in YouTube and in Instagram, and there are usually several color alongs for like one coloring, and so I'm not going to remember each and every one of those color along, especially the hashtag. But if you're interested in knowing which ones I participated in, just check out my Instagram, which is also named Lovella's Coloring. And if I do remember like the YouTube channel that was hosting the color along, I will try to put up their name and the hashtag up on the screen and also down below in the video description. And I want to just really quickly say thank you to everyone that hosted color alongs all year long, every month. They are an inspiration to me to pick out pages and books to color in. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my August colorings, and I am starting off with the big books to the small books, and then for the September coloring pages, I'm going to start off with the smaller books to the bigger books. I just kind of mixing it up like that. So I'm starting off with Color by Number, cartoon, 50 characters, and this is by Jennifer Rowling, and the publisher is Bright Ideas Paper. And I only did one coloring in here, and I totally forgot to post it on Instagram. It's for JoJo's Coloring Nook. She is doing a Disney themed color along that lasts till the end of the year, and I forgot what the hashtag is, so I'll try to put it up on the screen. And I did this one. This is Ariel, the Little Mermaid. I covered the number just in case there are some of you that don't want to know what the picture is for which number. And yeah, she is kind of yellow and orange, but that is the colors that they wanted. And the markers that I used were the Tao Tree markers, and then I wanted to add a little glitter. So for number 8, I used the blue Sparkle Pop. So I wanted some glitter in this page, so it's very pretty. I like that. So this is my Ariel from Color by Number, 50 cartoon characters by Jennifer Rowling. The next book is Travel Mosaic, Color by Number by Sun Life Drawing. This is one of the books that I want to finish this year, and I think I'm going to accomplish it this month in October. I did finish filling it in, all of the travel page, but I am still continuing to fill it in with the gel pen. So once that's done, I can share it with you as a completed coloring book. I do have a coloring for the month of August in here that I did as a buddy color with the very lovely Amanda Downey, who's known as Downey Amanda on Instagram. And I'm going to go ahead and put her picture up here. And even though they are color by numbers coloring books, the colors that we pick to color in our books is slightly different. And so yeah, so thank you so much, Amanda, for doing this buddy color with me, especially in a book that I am trying to finish. So the markers that I used to color this page in is the 50 set of Spree markers, and I wanted to use the colors just in that set. Try to find the colors in that set to use for the 22 colors that are suggested. And the light blue is like barely any color. It looks white, but that is the color that I picked to use. So again, that was the Spree markers, and then the gel pen that I used was either the Flare or the Link Shine. They're pretty much the same kind of gel pen, so I just pick one out of my little drawer and then color it in. So yeah, love the glitter. So this is my completed page that I did as a buddy color in the Travel Mosaic, color by number by Sun Life Drawing. My next coloring is from the Neko Girls coloring book by Coco Wayo. It was a buddy color with the very lovely Zoe of Addicted to Coloring here on YouTube and on Instagram, and this is the page that we did. I'm going to go ahead and put up her coloring on this side, which is very beautiful. I especially like the way she colored her cat. So thank you so much, Zoe, for doing this buddy color with me. We got to do another one. And yeah, so this is my page right over here. I colored it with Ohuhu brush markers. Her hair was all colored in with Ohuhu brush markers. I remember the pink part, I was debating whether to add it or just to leave it as it is, but I'm very glad that I added the pink. I also used pencils to shade it in. I believe it's the Brute Funer colored pencils. And then there is also Posca black for her pupil, and then white right in her eye, her ears, the raindrop right here that I colored pink. Right over here I colored this pink because I was thinking it's like cake, so I made it strawberry cake. And this is all frosting. I don't like the way I shaded or put the shadows with the markers here, so but it's okay, I'll just leave it. I'm gonna learn from that. And I also use Sakura Stardust, and you can't, it's hard to see the white and the silver, but you can see the pink ones. So I also used washi tape, which I forgot to mention, right over here for her dress. And yeah, it was a lot of fun doing that one too. So this is my completed coloring and buddy color page in Neko Girls by Coco Wayo. My next coloring is in Myths and Monsters. This is volume 1 by M. Patrick Dugan. This beautiful book was given to me by the very lovely Natalie, so thank you so much for this book. I finally colored my first page. I was inspired by Amazon Tammy, that's her YouTube name. Her hashtag for August, which was, I believe, Amazon Women. I'll have the hashtag up here. And the page I colored in was Diana, also known as Artemis. And this was a fun page to color. I was also inspired by the movie I was watching, which was Miss Congeniality. I was watching that with my daughters because they haven't watched that movie before. And yeah, so I based this page with Ohuhu brush markers. I tried to do a galaxy hair using just alcohol markers. Let me go ahead and zoom you in. It's kind of hard to tell. Here we go. So yeah, I wish I did a little more of the light turquoise color, not so much of the dark blue, but it's okay. It was my first time, so I'm very happy with the results anyways. I also put in constellations, so the bold white dots are with the white Posca. I have Orion right over here, Ursa Major here, and there was another one, but I forgot what the name of the constellation was, but they are constellations that relate to Artemis. So that's why I put those specific constellations for her hair. And yeah, so that is her galaxy hair. Let me go ahead and zoom you back out. So for the rest of the page, I colored it in with the Faber-Castell Polychromos. I also used the Sakura White Jelly Roll for the smaller stars in the galaxy here. And I used Sakura Metallic for the bow string and the arrow and then her necklace. So you can see it shine. And then also for the star. Yeah, so this is my Diana, also known as Artemis, from Myths and Monsters, Volume 1 by M. Patrick Dugan. My next coloring is in Circle of Life by a Melpomene Chatsi Panagioto. And I'm sorry if I said that wrong. And I did my first page in here, which was also a community buddy color that was hosted by Shannon Choppenhaze. And I also did it for Colorfully Optimistic. That's her YouTube channel for her color along. I believe it was A for September, which is to use supplies that start with the letter A, either like the type of medium or maybe the name of the medium. So I used the Arteza watercolor as a base and then Arteza colored pencils to color on top. And yeah, very, very happy with the way the page came out. I wasn't really sure about what to color the flowers, so I just did one by one and then fill it all in. And yeah, the hummingbird, I searched like different colors, so hummingbirds, just to try to figure out what I wanted to color it. But very, very happy because it kind of uses colors from each of the flowers. So yeah, so this is my first completed page from Circle of Life by Melpomene C. Next, I have Watercolor with Me in the Forest by Dana Fox. I did the first two, and this was before everything, before I stopped coloring because it was just so busy. So I colored acorns. So this was I believe, wet on dry. Yeah, wet on dry. So my attempt of coloring the acorn, these are the colors that I use from my Sakura Koi watercolor set. And yeah, so very happy. I don't like the way I did the scales for the top of the acorns. I just wasn't sure how to do it, so I just did whatever. So that's how it turned out. And then I also did the caterpillar, and with the caterpillar I added shadows to it. You don't see it in the example here, but yeah, I just went ahead and did it myself. Again, I used Sakura Koi watercolors, and these are the colors that I used, and very happy with this. So I'm hoping to continue. I'm just going in order. And yeah, so these are my 2 pages in Watercolor with Me in the Forest by Dana Fox. My next coloring is in Starry Night 1 by Wei Shan Ong. This book was one of the Mother's Day gifts from my husband, and I finally colored a page in here, which I did as a buddy color with the wonderful Kelly, who's known as Color Journey with Kelly on Instagram. So I'll have his page up here. And yeah, I love his page too, especially the way he colored the dress. I believe the material is like, that looks like, to me, it looks like taffeta. I believe that's what it's called, where, like when it wrinkles, it shifts colors and stuff. So I really love the way he colored the dress on the girl. And yeah, so thank you so much, Kelly, for doing this buddy color with me. So happy to have a page done in this book. So the birds are hard to see for me, so, and I colored them blue. I don't know why. I wanted to color them blue. So what did I use? I used Ohuhu brush markers to base it, and then I used the Caran d'Ache Pablos to color it in. I used white Posca on the flowers, on the sheer material on her arm. I also used the Sakura White Jelly Roll and Sakura Stardust and Metallic on her dress. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, there. And also on the frame. So yeah, so this is my first coloring in Starry Night 1 by Wei Shan Ong. The last coloring for August is from the Socks Goblin. This is a Korean coloring book, and it is by Man Sang. And the page I did in here is this one. And let me go ahead and zoom you in. And so yeah, very cute page. All the illustrations in here are so cute, and I just wanted to go ahead and color in here. It was just so pretty. So the pencils I used are the Marco Chroma pastel shades, and also the Derwent Pro Color. And I believe I added some Sakura Stardust on the trims of her dress and her buttons. The mountain in the background I drew in, and yeah, very cute. And it's very simple. I didn't want to do anything with the background. I just wanted to leave it as it is. And yeah, so this is the last coloring to share with you for August. Let me go ahead and close this. So again, this is, let me go ahead and zoom you out. This is the Socks Goblin coloring book by Man Sang. So now I'm going to go ahead and start off with the books that I colored in September. So I'm starting off with the small to the bigger ones, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in. Okay, so the first book is 100 Hugs by Chris Rydell. This is one of the books that I want to eventually complete, and so Amazon Tammy was holding a color along with some other people to color a page for every day in September, and I was only able to accomplish 4. I started the 5th one, but didn't get to finish it. So the first one, and I also have it labeled for each of the days, but I was not able to finish. So the first one is this monster, and I colored it with Brute Funer. Very cute. And so that's the first one. The next one is this one. I haven't sprayed it yet, so that's why I put these tissue paper in it. So here's Superman, and is it Catwoman? And then the next one is the Trolls, again with the Brute Funer. And then the ballerina. I don't know, I think it's the Nutcracker for some reason, but he's not a Nutcracker soldier. And the one that I started and did not complete is this one, so I didn't get around to it. There are a couple that I already colored before that were part of the color along, like this one, Alice and the White Rabbit, Pinocchio, and I forgot what the guy's name is. This one was with Prismacolor, and here's another one. This one was with Brute Funer, and here's another one, and Pablo's this one. So yeah, so those are my completed colorings in 100 Hugs by Chris Rydell. My next coloring is in Reptiloids coloring book. This is by Vassal Seiko. This book was gifted to me by the very lovely Natalie, and the page I colored in here is this one, which I colored for the Coloring Queen here on YouTube. She had a color palette to use, and on Instagram she's known as Queen of Coloring. And yeah, so I used Ohuhu brush markers, I believe, to base it, and then I used the Brute Funer colored pencils, these square barreled ones, to color it in, and then the Sakura metallic for the necklace and earring, and that is it. That's pretty much it. So this is my first coloring too, from Reptiloids coloring book by Vassal Seiko. My next coloring is from the book called Eerie Patisserie by the lovely Carla Magana, and I did a page in here for several color longs again, but here on YouTube it was for a Carla Magana color long. I forgot what the hashtag is, and it's hosted by Sonya's Mixed Media Coloring. I believe that's her channel name, but if I'm wrong, the correct one will be on the screen. And so this is the page I picked to color in. I based it all with Ohuhu brush markers, colored it in with the Black Widow colored pencils. I used the Zig Winko Stella on the white part of her dress. It's hard to see the shimmer on that, but I also put it on this part of her dress. I used the Sakura metallic on the skulls and on her dress, and a little bit of Sakura Stardust. Tried to put in as much glitter. And then this one is the Stickles glitter gel, and I just wanted to put it on that portion. So yeah, so this is my finished page from Eerie Patisserie by Carla Magana. The next two colorings are PDFs, and I have two. So these two I printed back in May before our move, but I didn't have time to color it in until September, so I'll start off with this one. And so this is an illustration by Mystic Art Mirrors, and the book is Ocean Dreams. And yeah, this was for like mermaid, and then this is now for the color longs for September. I forgot, there were so many, I forgot which one I used it for. But yeah, so what I used to color in this page is a base of Ohuhu brush markers. I also used the Brute Funer square barreled colored pencils to color it in. The background is watercolor, and I totally forgot that when I printed this I printed it from my using my inkjet printer, and so when I used watercolor it bled. I tried to cover it with like white Prisma just to so it's not so dark, but now I print out my PDFs with the laser printer. So but with this one I totally forgot, so it was bleeding everywhere. But it's barely noticeable. I tried to cover it up again. So the watercolors I used were the Kuretake Gansai Tambi. It is the new pastel colors, and then I added the Paul Rubin glitter watercolor to add some shimmer to it. The colors I used for this page was from a color palette for a color along on Instagram, and so a lot of the colors in here I also used for the bubbles all around her. I used these colors from a book that I was given for my birthday, which is The Colorist Special Effects 4 by Helen Elliston. So you can see it right here. It's for like oil droplets and stuff, but I used it for the bubbles. And so what else did I use? I also used the Sakura Glaze just to darken the necklace, the beads right over here, and then also Sakura Stardust, several places, her hair, her eyelash, her freckles, the seahorse and the wings. It's hard to see, but yeah, it's there. So this is my completed coloring from Ocean Dreams, which is my first coloring from that book, and the illustrator is Mystic Art Mirrors. The next PDF is by Rena Arts, and I forgot what her Etsy store name is. I believe it's like coloring pages or something like that, but I'll have it up in the screen. And yeah, so I printed this back in May, and I printed it out for certain color alongs that were for that month, but this also fit a lot of the color alongs in September. And so what did I use to color? So the background here is acrylic paint. For her, I based with Ohuhu brush markers. I did use one pencil from Arteza, which is the Unicorn Purple A134. I like to use this one for the shadow in her eyes. I used the Sargent Art Supreme colored pencils for the rest of her, and then I also used the Sakura Stardust and Sakura Metallic. So the Stardust is on the, what are those things called? Sprinkles. And I was debating whether I should use gel pens or just, color it in. And I'm glad I used the gel pens because I really like how it's glittery and sparkly. So yeah, so this is my page from Rena Arts, which is the Donut Girl. The next book is 50 Animal Mandalas, color by number by Sachin Sachdiva, and I colored 2 pages in here for a color along by Color with Laurein. It was Laurein. I'm sorry, I forgot what her channel name is, but I'll put it up here again, and also the hashtag that she used. But the pages I colored is this one, which I used the big intensity, and I like it, but I don't like that the turtles are all different colors. But it is colored by numbers. I could change it if I wanted to, but I just left it. I just wanted to see how it looks like because this is my first page. And then the next one I did is this butterfly, and I used Sharpie, Bic, and then I also used the Nouveau glitter marker for the eye and antenna. And yeah, so this one is okay, I think. It's a very colorful butterfly though. So yeah, so these are my 2 colorings from 50 Animal Mandalas by Sachin Sachdiva. The next book is Stone Mosaic, Book 2, and this is by the Belba family. And I wanted to do a coloring in here for the stitching colorist Shelly Lewis, her color along, which is, I believe, Belba All Year 2021. So I just did 1 page here, which is the coffee page, and I used Tau Tree markers and Nouveau glitter marker for the cup. You might be able to see the shimmer. Very fun, very relaxing, easy, quick page to just color in. No thinking or anything. And I think this is one book that I want to try to finish. Not this year, most likely be maybe next year. So This is the Stone Mosaic, book 2 by the Belba family. The next book is Chibi Coloring Book Volume 1 by Audrey Willis, and the page I colored in here, I colored with my daughter. We finally did a split coloring. So this is my youngest daughter, so she's taking a year off from school, so I was like, do a coloring with me. So I split the page up. She colored one. It did take her a while. I had to remind her to finish hers because mine was done. And this is the page that we did. You can see that we picked the same color hair, kind of pinkish. She was going for a mermaid like color palette. For mine, I just want her to be bright pink hair and everything kind of like dull colored in the background so that she can pop out. I wasn't really sure what she was holding. I think it might be an umbrella or a wand. I'm not sure. But I used Lemouche markers, and my daughter used both Lemouche and Ohuhu brush marker plus the Sakura Stardust. She drew in like a little like magical thing right over here, waves and stickles around the water. And mine was, I think, on the umbrella and bubbles. That's pretty much it. So this is my first split coloring, and with my youngest daughter, Malia. So thank you, Malia, for doing this with me. And we do have a second page already picked out. It's hard to tell. Oops. It's this one. So this is my page, and then she has the rest of it. So hopefully we can get that done next month. So this is the Chibi Coloring Book, Volume 1 by Audrey Willis. My next coloring is in Botanical by Maria Trolla. So the page I colored in here was a buddy color with the very lovely Amanda Downey, also known as Downey Amanda. So I'll go ahead and put her picture up here. So beautiful, and she left like a very sweet message to me because I did gift her the Botanical book, and I'm so happy that she likes it and that she colored in it with me and did a buddy color. So thank you so much, Amanda. I'm so happy you liked the book, and I'm so happy that you did this buddy color with me. So we got to do another one. You just have to pick the book and page. And yeah, so this is my coloring, the nameplate page, which I also did for Pebbles Adult Coloring for my name in color 2021. That is her hashtag for the color along. And I used the Brute Funer square barreled colored pencils, and that is it. And I see that I forgot to color in the string. I'll go ahead and color that in afterwards. So yeah, so this is my first coloring in the special edition of Botanicum by Maria Trolla. The next book is The Ink House, and this is by Rory Dobner, and this is one of the books that I want to finish. I'm hoping this year, by the end of this year, but I'm not sure because I only have 3 more months and I still have several that I need to color in. But I did color in 3 in September, and the first one I'm going to share with you is Charlie Cheetah, which I based with Tombow dual brush marker, except for the cheetah itself. The rest of it I colored it in with Brute Funer, and the background I also shaded a little bit with the colored pencils. And that is the square Brute Funer colored pencils. So that is my first page, and then the second one is Francois. And yeah, this one is colored in with the Black Widow colored pencils, and then the sky is colored in with Munoz soft pastel. I also have a metallic Sakura gel pen right here. So hard to see, but yeah, I looked up different colors for frogs, but decided to just keep him green. It's like he wants to be green. So yeah, so this is my Francois. And then the third one that I colored in is the badger. Right over here, Build a Badger. And I colored this page in with Black Widow colored pencils. And then also Sakura Stardust on his shirt to give him a little glitter. But yeah, so that is Build a Badger. Those are the 3 colorings for a color along on Instagram, and also hoping to finish this book. So this is The Ink House by Rory Dobner. So I forgot to add this book to the video, so I'm filming this after, and you may notice a difference. You don't see the big blob that is up here anymore, and it's because I am filming with my new phone, which I desperately needed for a long time. And yeah, so for this new page, or this page that I missed, this is Flowers and Gems by Grazia Salvo. And the page I forgot to add is this one. And this was a whip for a long time. So it's for Kate's Coloring Haven for her Whipping the Whips 2021. And I actually made a video sharing how I colored roses using this illustration, and I colored this rose. I colored 2 illustrations. One was just pencils, and one was this one with alcohol markers and Prisma Premier colored pencils. So for the rest of the roses, I continued with the Le Mouche alcohol markers and then Prismacolor, and then the rest of the page was based with Ohuhu brush markers with the Brute Funer square barreled colored pencils on top. And then for her skin, I used the Faber-Castell Polychromos. The background is with the Muñoz soft pastel. I also did a little bit of Sakura Stardust on the flowers. I don't know if you can see the glitter, and silver Sakura Metallic right over here, and also the Nouveau glitter and white Posca. So that is pretty much it. I'll go on to the next. Okay, so we are down to my last coloring in the book Find Color by Gugeli. This is a Chinese coloring book, and I did the page in here as a buddy color with my good friend Kelly, who's known as Color Journey with Kelly on Instagram. And when we both picked a page, we both decided to use watercolor, and we're thinking of using pencils on top. And he started his page before I did, and so when he used pencils over the watercolor portion of his page, it ended up tearing the paper. And I can't remember if he said that he was heavy-handed, but he did warn me about it, so when I colored my page, I wouldn't run into the same problems he did. So I want to thank him for giving me the heads up, so that I can give you guys the heads up. And then I'm hoping to find out how he's going to fix his page, because that's what he's currently doing, and also finishing up the page that he's working on. And so I'm wishing him good luck, and yeah, to let me know what he does with his page. And I also want to thank him for doing this buddy color with me in this book, because this is one of the books that I picked from my collection that intimidates me and that I want to color in. So it was a huge challenge for me, and so I was very thankful, you know, for him for doing the buddy color and also warning me about the paper. So I'll go ahead and share with you the page that I colored, and it is this one. So this is the page that we picked, and yeah, so a majority of the page is watercolor. So her face, I started off with the Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer, but I wanted to add a little bit more color. I wanted her to be pale, but I wanted to add a little more color to her. So like for her blush, for some of the shading on her face, for her eyeliner or eyeshadow, I used the Faber-Castell Polychromos. And for the hair and for the mountains, I use a new watercolor set that I will share in my upcoming haul, which is called the Boku Undo Black Shadow, which is this one, which I'll show you right here. I used the bluish black for her hair and the greenish black for the mountains, and I'll show you how it looks like right over here. So here is the bluish, bluish black. This one is the greenish black. But the thing is, when I use the bluish black, so I colored the bluish black and I left it, and then I started coloring in her outfit, and I used the Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens. So they're the pens that have the colors, and then it's just a small, very fine brush tip. And I forgot how to use them at first because I haven't used it in a while. So when I went over it, I used one shade of red, then I used a deep red as a shadow. And I was worried because it's red, and was thinking if it was going to bleed through, and it didn't. So there was no bleed through. There is a little bit of red over here, but it's because I was using the plastic cutting board to protect the back, and whenever I hit the edge, some of it will end up on the board and then it would slide up. So that's why there's a little bit of red there. But yeah, and it wasn't until I started doing the pinks here with the Zig Real Brush and the golds that I finally figured out how to blend it. So I also did the jade beads with the real brush pens and the pink gems. So let me go ahead, and the black what are those, trim. And I also used the Faber-Castell gray, one of the grays, for the white portion of her outfit. But let me go ahead and show it to you up close, the details of this page. And yeah, but because the red part of her outfit was just so vibrant, the black in her trim, the trim of her jacket was just so vibrant. And then when I did the gold, it just stuck out so much. I'll show you a picture of how it looked like before, with just the Boku Undo black shadow over on this side, and you can see how much lighter it is compared to this. So what I used is the, again, Zig Clean Color Real Brush to darken up her hair. And also it was I was so worried because I was just like trying to do the strands, so I was using the same colors that I used on the black trim for her hair. And yeah, I was just taking my time trying to get it right because I didn't want to mess it up. And especially in her eyeshadow right over here, if you ever used liquid eyeliner, I know there are times when I use it on myself and then I use it on one eye, and then when I do the other eye, it's like, you know, when you mess up, you end up going thicker and thicker. That was what I was worried about doing with her eyes and her eyebrows. So I'm glad, I'm just like, it turned out all right. I was a little shaky, but it's okay. It's not too noticeable. And for the background, I used the Kuretake Gansai Tambi, the Starry colors. I used 2 different shades. One of them was too light, so I did a shade up, and I did put streaks on purpose because a lot of the Chinese paintings that I saw looked like it was painted on like linen, so that was what I was trying to go for. And because it's light, when I was taking the picture of this page for Instagram, I made sure the light was shining on this area so that her face would stick out, because her face is very light. But I'm just glad you can tell the difference between white, which is on her collar, and then her face is a peachy color. So yeah, was there anything else I used? No. White Posca. I used a lot of white Posca for the black lines on the clouds. And then yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so that is the last of my colorings for both August and September. And for October, I do have pages for like buddy colors already picked out. I am also joining in on the Harry Potter-a-thon. So I hope that you guys will visit all of the channels that will be participating. I am not doing a live stream. I'm actually going to be putting together a color along video to premiere at my time slot. I forgot which day and time it's going to be, but I'll put it up on the screen, and I will also post it on Instagram and on YouTube. I do have like ideas of books and PDFs I'd like to color in for October, but I'll see what I can finish this month. I'm still not sure exactly which ones I'm going to work on. There are just so many options, especially with all the color alongs I want to participate in. So yeah, so we'll all see what I actually finish at the end of October. Anyways, I hope that you all have a wonderful October and have lots of happy colorings, especially for Halloween and the autumn season. And yeah, so I thank you again for stopping by to see my August and September's completed colorings. Please take care, keep safe, and sending you all lots of love and hugs. And I'll see you at my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.